All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. India abstains from voting on US-sponsored UNSC resolution on Russia-Ukraine conflict. New Delhi calls for immediate cessation of violence and hostilities. Air India to operate 2 flights to evacuate Indians stranded in Ukraine. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Health Ministry's post-Union Budget webinar today. All preparations are in place for 5th phase of Assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. Campaigning to end this evening for the first phase of polling in Manipur. President Ramnath Kovind to address 19th convocation of Tezpur University in Assam today. And in cricket, India to face Sri Lanka in the second T20 of the 3-match series in Dharmshala this evening. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and get fully vaccinated, and also help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing. Focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. United Nations Security Council voted this morning on the US-sponsored resolution that condemned Russia's aggression against Ukraine and demanded immediate, complete and unconditional withdrawal of Russian forces from the neighboring country. The draft resolution was sponsored by the United States and Albania and supported by several other nations, including Poland, Italy, Germany, Estonia, Luxembourg and New Zealand. 11 countries voted in favor of the resolution, while 3 countries, including India, China and UAE, abstained from voting. India's permanent representative to the UN, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurti, said New Delhi is deeply disturbed by the recent turn of developments in Ukraine. India urged that all efforts be made for the immediate cessation of violence and hostilities.
We urge that all efforts are made for the immediate cessation of violence and hostilities. No solution can ever be arrived at the cost of human lives. We are also deeply concerned about the welfare and security of the Indian community, including a large number of Indian students in Ukraine. The contemporary global order has been built on the UN Charter, international law, and respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of states. All member states need to honor these principles in finding a constructive way forward. It is a matter of regret that the path of diplomacy was given up. We must return to it. For all these reasons, India has chosen to abstain on this resolution.
The United States and European allies said yesterday they were stepping up sanctions over Russia's invasion of Ukraine by adding measures directly targeting President Vladimir Putin and his foreign minister. White House Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki said that the move by the US, the European Union and Britain sends a clear message about the strength of the opposition to the actions by Putin. She added US President Joe Biden has not planned any more direct diplomatic overtures towards President Putin. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky yesterday discussed the sanctions, defense assistance and an anti-war coalition with US President Joe Biden. In a tweet, Mr. Zelensky said that he is grateful to the US President for the strong support to Ukraine. White House confirmed that both the leaders spoke for 40 minutes. The conversation comes after Zelensky delivered a speech saying Ukraine was alone in defending their country.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar received a call from Ukrainian Foreign Affairs Minister Dmytro Kuleba yesterday, who shared his assessment of the current situation. In a tweet, Dr. Jaishankar said that he has emphasized that India supports diplomacy and dialogues as the way out. He also discussed the predicament of Indian nationals, including students, and appreciated his support for their safe return. Air India will operate 2 flights to Romanian capital Bucharest and Hungarian capital Budapest from Delhi and Mumbai today to evacuate stranded Indians who have reached Ukraine's border by road. Many Indian students are stuck in Ukraine due to the closure of airspace after the war broke out between Russia and Ukraine. With the Ukrainian airspace closed for civilian flights, Indian nationals will be boarding the special government chartered flights to return home. The first batch of Indian evacuees from Ukraine reached Romania through Suceava border crossing yesterday. The External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said in a tweet that Indian team at Suceava will now facilitate travel to Bucharest for their onward journey to India. In addition to the control rooms in the Ministry of External Affairs in New Delhi and the Embassy of India in Kiev, the presence of MEA teams have been expanded in western Ukraine and its neighboring border regions. They will assist in the evacuation of Indian nationals from Ukraine. MEA control rooms helpline numbers are 1800118797. That's toll free. 9111-230-12113, 9111-230-14104, 9111-230-17905, and the fax number is 9111-230-88124. People can also email at situationroom@mea.gov.in. In Embassy of India at Kiev in Ukraine, helpline numbers are +380-997-300-428, +380-997-300-483, +380-933-980-327, +380-635-917-881, and +380-9350-46170. At Camp Office at Lviv in Ukraine, the helpline numbers are +380-679-335-064 and +48-881-551-273. The helpline numbers of MEA team in Poland assisting for pedestrians and those using public transport at Cherney-Medica border crossing are +48-575-762-557 and +48-660-460-814. The ministry added that Indians who want to be evacuated via Poland will have to register with the ministry. Helpline numbers of MEA team in Hungary assisting at Zahony and Kaptesap border crossing are for mobile +363051-99944, +36308-644-597 and +36302286-566. For Suceava border crossing, contact details for the team in Romania are +40-7313-47728, +40-724-382287, +40-7635-28454 and +40-722220823. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has started a helpline for Indian students trapped in Ukraine. He has started a helpline at his residence office in New Delhi and camp office in Kota, Bundi Parliamentary Constituency. So far, more than 100 students and parents from 15 states have contacted this helpline. For these students who are seeking help through the Embassy of India, Mr. Birla has started this 24-hour helpline and it can be contacted on 011-2301-4011 and 011-2301-4022 in New Delhi and 0744-250-5555 and 9414-037-200 in Kota camp office. An appeal is also being made to the students to maintain restraint and patience, take shelter in safe places till help arrives and help each other through the helpline.
Chinese President Xi Jinping yesterday spoke to Russian President Vladimir Putin and discussed the Ukraine situation, where Putin said that Russia is ready for talks with Ukraine. This was followed by Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, who late evening spoke with his European counterparts on Ukraine and detailed China's position on the matter. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the post-Union Budget webinar of the Health Ministry at 10 a.m. today. The objective of the webinar is to involve stakeholders in taking forward the various initiatives of the government in the health sector. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said it is government's endeavour to ensure that the people of India have access to top quality and affordable health care. He said this year's budget has many provisions aimed at augmenting health infra. The Prime Minister's address today will set the tone for the post-budget webinars. More from a correspondent.
In the webinar today, there will be breakout sessions on 3 themes: Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, National Telemedicine Initiatives and e-Sanjeevani, and Telemental Health Program. It will have panel discussions with eminent speakers and experts from Health Ministry, Niti Aayog, industry fora, startups and academia, along with interactive sessions with stakeholders. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia and Ayush Minister Sarbanand Sonowal will jointly chair the valedictory session. Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
President Ramnath Kovind will attend the 19th convocation of the Tezpur University in Assam today to confer degrees and diplomas to the successful students. President Kovind is also the visitor of the Tezpur University. Governor of Assam and Chancellor of the Central University, Professor Jagdish Mukhi, will also attend the convocation ceremony. Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma has also been invited for the convocation as the guest of honor. The university will confer postgraduate degree to 717 students and undergraduate degree to 399 students. President Kovind reached Guwahati yesterday on a 3-day visit to Assam. More in this report.
President Ramnath Kovind will deliver the 19th convocation address today at Tezpur University, which is in Sonitpur district of Assam. President Kovind will also award gold medals to 48 students. After attending the convocation, the President will leave the historic city of Tezpur on the same day for the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve to assess the conservation measures in and around the national park. Kovind will also undertake a jeep and elephant safari. The President will leave for New Delhi tomorrow. Aminul Juddar, AIR News, Tezpur.
President Kovind yesterday launched the year-long celebration of the 400th birth anniversary of the great Ahom General Lachit Borphukan in Guwahati. The President laid the foundation for the redevelopment of the memorial of General Borphukan in Jorhat district. He also laid the foundation for a memorial of the Alaboy battle at Dodora in Kamrup district. Speaking on the occasion, the President said, Lachit Borphukan, the legendary army commander of the Ahom kingdom, will remain inspirational for generations to come.
असम की ये धरती उन थोड़े से क्षेत्रों में से है जहां मध्यकाल में आक्रमणकारियों के सभी प्रयासों को विफल कर दिया गया था। सभी इतिहासकार एक मत से वीर योद्धा लासित बोरफुकन की रणनीतियों और अनुकरणीय सैन्य संचालन की प्रशंसा करते हैं। देशवासियों के हृदय में लासित एक राष्ट्र नायक के रूप में विराजमान है। 1999 में नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी पुणे में लासित बोरफुकन स्वर्ण पदक पुरस्कार की स्थापना की गई, जो प्रतिवर्ष सर्वश्रेष्ठ कैडेट को दिया जाता है।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. India abstains from voting on US-sponsored UNSC resolution on Russia-Ukraine conflict. New Delhi calls for immediate cessation of violence and hostilities. Air India to operate 2 flights to evacuate Indians stranded in Ukraine. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Health Ministry's post-Union Budget webinar today. All preparations are in place for 5th phase of Assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. Campaigning to end this evening for first phase of polling in Manipur. President Ramnath Kovind to address 19th convocation of Tezpur University in Assam today. And in cricket, India to face Sri Lanka in second T20 of 3-match series in Dharamshala this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. All preparations are in place for the 5th phase of Assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. 61 seats across 12 districts will go to polls in this phase. 692 candidates are in fray in the 5th phase. The campaigning for this phase ended last evening, kicking off the silence period under the Model Code of Conduct. Polling parties have been dispatched to the respective polling centers for the voting tomorrow. The state is going for polls in 7 phases till the 7th of March. We have a report.
The 12 districts which will go for poll tomorrow are Shravasti, Bahraich, Gonda, Barabanki, Sultanpur, Ayodhya, Pratapgarh, Prayagraj, Kaushambi, Raebareli, Amethi and Chitrakoot. These districts are spread from Bundelkhand to Awadh region. Interesting fight is at Sirasu constituency of Kaushambi district, from where Deputy Chief Minister of State Keshav Prasad Maurya is contesting, and Pallavi Patel, the sister of Apna Dal S leader Anupriya Patel, is fighting against Keshav Prasad Maurya. Religious places of Uttar Pradesh like Ayodhya, Prayagraj and Chitrakoot will go for poll in this phase. Many ministers in state government, including Siddharth Nath Singh, Nand Gopal Gupta Nandi and Chandrika Upadhyay are contesting in this phase. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Meanwhile, the poll campaign for the subsequent phases in Uttar Pradesh and two-phase polling in Manipur is going on in full swing. The sixth phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh will be conducted on the 3rd of March in 57 assembly constituencies. In Manipur, during the first phase of polling, 38 seats will go to polls on Monday. The campaigning for the first phase will come to an end this evening. The star campaigners and prominent leaders of various political parties are engaged in public rallies. Our correspondent has filed this report.
With only 2 days left for voting, unprecedented election campaigning has been seen in 38 assembly constituency in Manipur, which voting will be held on February 28. Leaders of political parties are engaging door-to-door campaign and street corner meeting, while party workers are busy in campaigning. Meanwhile, political parties are also started planning to mount political campaign for second phase poll in Manipur. BJP leader Amit Shah is visiting Manipur on March 2nd for election campaign for second phase. He will attend election rallies in Thoubal and Tamenglong district. Voting for second phase will be held on March 5 and counting of votes for both phases will be held on March 10. JJ Thoksom, AIR News, Imphal.
National COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 177 crore 13 lakh mark. The Health Ministry said more than 25 lakh 20,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. More than 1 crore 98 lakh precaution doses have been administered to identified categories of beneficiaries like healthcare workers, frontline workers and people over 60 years of age.
The Jharkhand government has removed all imposed COVID-19 restrictions after witnessing a declining trend in COVID cases in the state. Chairing the disaster management meeting yesterday, Chief Minister Hemant Soren gave permission to open all classes above first standard and coaching institutes in all districts from 7th of March onwards. However, the Education Department was not allowed to conduct offline examinations for classes 1 to 8th till 31st of March in schools located in 7 districts. Parks, tourist places, swimming pools, stadiums and Anganwadi centers have been allowed to open. Restaurants, bars, cinemas will operate now with their full capacity. The Delhi Disaster Management Authority DDMA has also decided to lift all COVID-related restrictions imposed in the national capital from Monday in view of decline in COVID cases. The decision was taken in the DDMA meeting, which was chaired by Delhi Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal to review the COVID-19 situation. Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry has said the government has taken several proactive and preemptive measures to augment domestic availability and stabilize prices of essential food commodities, and as a result, the price of tur dal was reported a sharp decline. The ministry said that as per the official statistics of the Department of Consumer Affairs, there is a drop of over 5% in average wholesale price of urad dal yesterday.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio tomorrow. It will be the 86th episode of the monthly radio program. Mann Ki Baat will be broadcast on the entire network of AIR and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app. Former Chief Minister of Odisha, Hemanand Biswal, passed away last night. He was undergoing treatment at a private hospital in capital Bhubaneswar. He was 82. Many dignitaries, including the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, have condoled his demise. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today paid tributes to great nationalist, freedom fighter and social reformer Veer Savarkar on his death anniversary. In a tweet, Mr. Naidu said he was a crusader against social evils like caste discrimination and untouchability. Mr. Modi in his message said Veer Savarkar was the epitome of sacrifice and tenacity.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember Assamese freedom fighters Maniram Dewan and Piali Barua, who were martyred on the 26th of February 1858. The two started a revolution against the British rulers for an independent Assam.
Maniram was determined to restore an Assamese king to power. He strongly opposed the Treaty of Yandabo, signed in 1826 between the British and the Burmese. Maniram urged the young people of Assam to join the resistance against the British, and he formed a group of revolutionaries to this end.
Piali Barua joined Maniram, and both were the masterminds behind the anti-British plot during the 1857 First War of Independence. While Maniram directed the revolt from Calcutta, it was Piali who executed all the plans as the chief lieutenant in Assam.
Maniram saw the First War of Indian Independence in 1857 as an opportunity to restore the Ahom rule in the state. From Calcutta, Maniram sent coded letters to Piali Barua. In the letters, he urged the heir apparent Prince Kandarpeshwar to fight against the British with the help of sepoys at Golaghat and Dibrugarh. As per the plan, on the day of Durga Puja, they would march to Jorhat, where Kandarpeshwar would be installed as king. However, just before one of their secret meetings, the plan was exposed.
Maniram Dewan was arrested in Calcutta, while Piali Barua was arrested in Jorhat. Maniram Dewan and Piali Barua were charged with treason. On the 26th of February 1858, they were both hanged by the British in public at Jorhat. Every year, on the 26th of February, the state comes together to pay tribute to these martyrs of India's freedom struggle. We salute the great freedom fighters.
आज पापुनी पुण्य भूमि पर उग्यो स्वर्ण प्रभात.
We also remember Gujarati writer Narmada Shankar Dave, popularly known as Narmad, who died on the 26th of February 1886. Narmad promoted nationalism and patriotism with famous songs like Sahu Chalo Jeetwa Jang and Jai Jai Garavi Gujarat, which is also now the Gujarat state anthem.
Jai Gujarat, Jai Gujarat, Jai Jai Garavi Gujarat.
In the song, he listed with a sense of pride all the cultural symbols that go into constituting the Gujarat identity, which belongs to all the castes, communities, races, religions and sects that inhabit Gujarat. Gandhiji also acknowledged Narmad for his philosophy of non-violence.
Narmad is hailed as the father of Gujarati prose. He introduced many creative forms of writing in Gujarati. Narmad dwelt not only in the realm of ideas and literature, but of social reforms as well. He campaigned against superstition and fervently pleaded for widow remarriage, a reform he practiced in his own life and demonstrated that he followed what he preached. Narmad was a strong opponent of religious fanaticism and orthodoxy. we salute the great patriot poet.
We also remember martyr Ibrahim Khan, who was executed by the British on the 26th of February 1857. A resident of Malwa, Madhya Pradesh, Khan was initially a soldier in the East India Company, but joined the freedom fighters during the First War of Indian Independence in 1857. He was captured by the British troops and given capital punishment on the 26th of February 1857. We salute the great son of the soil.
We remember revolutionary freedom fighter Narendra Lal Adhikari, who died on the 26th of February 1936. A member of the Jugantar Party, Narendra was arrested on the 23rd of May 1934 for his revolutionary activities and detained in Dhaka Central Jail. On the 9th of October 1934, he was transferred to Hijli camp where he died. We salute the great martyr.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is conducted every Monday and Tuesday in Morning News. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, 28th of February. United States President Joe Biden has nominated Federal Appeals Court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the American Supreme Court, the first black woman selected to serve on a court that once declared her race unworthy of citizenship and endorsed American segregation. Introducing Ms. Jackson at the White House, President Biden said it's time that the U.S. has a court that reflects the full talents and greatness of the nation. 51-year-old Jackson once worked as one of Breyer's law clerks early in her legal career. Her nomination is subject to confirmation by the Senate. India will take on Sri Lanka in the second T20 International of the three-match series at Himachal Pradesh Cricket Association Stadium in Dharamshala this evening. The match is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. India thrashed Sri Lanka by 62 runs in the first T20 at Lucknow on Thursday to lead the series 1-0.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. People in the national capital Delhi witnessed heavy rain accompanied by massive hailstorm last night. Many parts of the city saw rainfall and gusty winds. Indian Meteorological Department has predicted there is possibility of partly cloudy skies with very light rain and thunderstorms accompanied by gusty winds today in the city due to an active western disturbance. Mumbai and Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Chennai is likely to have partly cloudy sky. Gilgit and Muzaffarabad will have generally cloudy sky. Guwahati, Imphal, Shillong and Kohima will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder or lightning.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. The Ukraine invasion dominates headlines this morning. As Russia closes in on Kiev, Putin pushes for military coup and talks, leads the Times of India. The paper writes, 4 flights to bring Indians, Putin assures their safety. Government to bear cost of evacuating Indians, reports the Tribune. India steps up global efforts to resolve crisis, notes the Pioneer. Business Standard quotes Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman as saying, threat to global peace, a challenge for economic revival. Karnataka High Court reserves order on petitions challenging hijab ban in educational institutions, informs the Statesman. Surprise enemy with Indian arms, says PM, states the Hindu. In the Sun Times, quoting the Prime Minister, writes, India on path to self-reliance in defence. And finally, 2 cities, 4 stadiums, 70 matches. IPL tweaks format. Well, the Economic Times reports that the entire 15th edition of the Indian Premier League will be played on a biosecure environment in 2 cities, Mumbai and Pune, from 26th of March.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India abstains from voting on US-sponsored UNSC resolution on Russia-Ukraine conflict. New Delhi calls for immediate cessation of violence and hostilities. Air India to operate 2 flights to evacuate Indians stranded in Ukraine. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Health Ministry's post-union budget webinar today. All preparations are in place for the fifth phase of assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. Campaigning to end this evening for the first phase of polling in Manipur. President Ramnath Kovind to address 19th convocation of Tezpur University in Assam today. And in cricket, India to face Sri Lanka in the second T20 of the 3-match series in Dharmashala this evening. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.